From a floating airport in the middle of the ocean that cost over $25 billion to a high-tech futuristic city that's going to cost hundreds of billions. These are 7 stupidly expensive megaprojects you've never seen. Number 7. Boston Big Dig. The Boston Big Dig is a megaproject that rerouted the highway through the heart of Boston. It was approved in 1987 to replace the outdated Central Artery Road, which could only handle 75,000 vehicles per day. However, over twice as many cars were using the road every single day, causing delays of over 10 hours. To solve the issue, a plan was made to build an 8-lane underground highway that would run up to 5 miles under the city of Boston. Construction of the Big Dig started in 1991 and should have originally been finished 7 years afterwards. The location of the Big Dig is very close to the Boston Harbor, and that came with some environmental concerns. The authorities failed to get the right environmental permits for this until 1994. On top of that, it was a real challenge to avoid 2 subway tunnels very close to the Big Dig. The construction workers even ran into foundations of buried houses, and they also made some archaeological discoveries dating back to the pre-revolutionary era. Because of this, the planned cost of $2.8 billion completely skyrocketed past its budget. 9 years after it was supposed to be completed, the Big Dig was ready for traffic in 2007. It was estimated that the project would end up costing $22 billion, and that this huge sum of money wouldn't be paid off until 2038. But the project did work because the traffic situation improved drastically. Now it can handle over 250,000 vehicles every day, ensuring a smoother flow of traffic and easier city access. However, Boston still faces some major traffic problems. It is argued that the project has only shifted these issues to other parts of the city. If you thought this megaproject was expensive, wait until you hear about Number 6. Honshu Shikoku Bridge. Japan is one of the best connected countries across the globe, mainly because of its incredibly fast and efficient rail network. But because Japan is largely made up of islands, it's not possible to easily reach every place in the country by train. During the 90s, there was an idea to connect the islands of Honshu and Shikoku. These 2 islands had previously only been accessible by ferry, so the Honshu Shikoku Bridge project was designed to give it a road connection as well and make it more accessible this way. It would become the largest and most expensive construction project in Japanese history. It involved building 3 expressways across a network of 18 bridges, also designed to welcome pedestrians, cyclists, and trains. Most of the structures are suspension bridges and were completed between 1998 and 1999. At the time of construction, the project cost $48 billion, which adjusted for inflation is $75 billion today. Based on studies following the construction of the bridge, the project has been a great success for the economy in Japan, while also making everyday lives much easier for people who live on the islands. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this video. Number 5. Neom City, Saudi Arabia. Neom is a futuristic technology-based city being built in northwestern Saudi Arabia on the coast of the Red Sea. The word Neom means new future, and that is surely what this city will become. It's being specifically developed to become a tourist hub, but also as the most futuristic city in the world that incorporates smart technologies in its entire design. It is planned to cover an area of 200 square miles, and it has an estimated cost of $500 billion. The Saudi Arabian government has already put the full amount in an investment company to cover everything that's needed to finish the construction of the entire city. With the region planned to be filled with numerous towns, cities, ports, and zones for industrial development, it's hoped that Neom will be finished by 2030, with the first section of the city completed by 2025. The world's largest green hydrogen plant has also begun construction there. Because of its location and the transport networks that are being set up in the city, it's said that 40% of the world's population will actually be able to travel to Neom within just 4 hours. Some experts have, however, expressed doubt about if the mega project is even humanly possible. According to a 2022 report, only 2 buildings have been constructed so far. Number 4. HS2 United Kingdom. Countries around the globe are now realizing how important it is to install high-speed rail networks. The United Kingdom also realized this, and that's why they are constructing the most expensive mega project in Europe to date, the High-Speed 2 Railway. There has been a long concern in the country about the imbalance of investment that goes towards London and the surrounding regions of the United Kingdom. HS2 is a project that will help to address that. The first stage is a high-speed rail network link between London and Birmingham, which is expected to be completed by 2031. The second phase of the mega project will see the line being extended to Manchester and Leeds by 2040. The issue with the High-Speed 2, however, and why very many British people have anything but good to say about it, is the quickly rising costs of the mega project together with a number of delays. Phase 1 of the project should have already been near completion, but at the moment of making this video, it's over a decade away. The cost of the mega project has more than tripled during construction to a total of $128 billion. Adding on top of all these issues, there's much more. Countless homes along the railway route had to be destroyed, leaving people to be even more upset with the construction of HS2. I think you now begin to understand why there are so many people questioning the construction of this railway. A lot of people are saying it's a much better idea to invest all of the budgets for the railway project elsewhere, such as to improve the connected cities themselves. Comment down below what you think of the High-Speed 2 railway plan. Number 3. Forest City, Malaysia. Forest City is an integrated residential development and private town located in Malaysia. The idea of the city was first announced in 2006 as a collaboration between the Malaysian and Chinese governments. If it all goes to plan, it's hoped to be completed by 2035. Constructed near Singapore to take advantage of strong connections with the city-state, the Forest City will be made out of 4 artificial islands that cover an area of around 6.5 square miles. The concept of Forest City is to bring residential and commercial buildings together in a way that's respectful to nature. Each building is designed to be covered in living gardens to almost give the impression that it's a natural environment. The cost is estimated to be $100 billion, but it's still in progress, so the final cost is unclear. So far, the progress of constructing Forest City has been slow, like with any other mega project on this list, mainly due to the fact that the location was a former swamp. Because of this, it's far more difficult to create stable islands and stable skyscrapers. While these problems seem to be solved now, it did cause major delays to the construction of the city in Malaysia. As of right now, 15,000 residential units have already been bought, with some of them already being in use. This is far less than the 700,000 that the authorities had hoped to sell by now. However, they still have an extremely long way to go until the city is complete. And there is very little doubt that such a unique place will go unnoticed by people looking for a new city to live in. It will for sure gain a lot of attention by the time construction is finished. Now, let's take this video all the way into space for number 2, the International Space Station. This is the largest structure humans ever sent into space. It weighs almost 400 tons, and to build it, it was assembled gradually while orbiting planet Earth. The main structure of the ISS was built between 1998 and 2011. It has been consistently occupied since the year 2000, and it generally holds crews of between 3 to 6 people. It has been occupied for a total of 21 years and 344 days when making this video. The cost of running the space station has gone up to $160 billion. NASA alone spends $3 to $4 billion a year on it, but the mega project is also supported by multiple nations around the globe: Russia, Japan, Europe, and Canada. It takes 90 minutes for the International Space Station to make a complete circuit around the Earth. However, it's not moving without any purpose. The space station is a busy laboratory where astronauts spend a lot of time performing experiments. In simple terms, these experiments seek to understand everything that's going on in space and try to discover new mysteries about it. Please make sure to hit the like button if you enjoy this video. Number 1. Kansai International Airport. Moving away from space, let's visit the ocean, specifically in Japan's Kansai region. This is the world's first airport to be built on an artificial island. The Kansai International Airport is one of Asia's busiest and biggest airports. It can remain operational 24 hours a day because of its isolated location. When this floating airport was approved, the location for its construction did not exist yet. So the first step in the construction pipeline was to make an artificial island that can hold a top-tier airport. Construction on this man-made island was started in 1987. A big 30-meter layer of earth was laid on top of the water, and the result was a 2.8-mile long and 1.5-mile wide artificial island, ready to have an entire airport on top of it. The island itself was completed in 1990, and the airport was finished 4 years after that. It was officially opened in 1994 after some modifications, repairs, and the addition of a second runway. The total cost of Kansai International Airport is a whopping $24 billion. However, because of the weird location and innovative concept, the airport was an instant hit. More than 28 million passengers used Kansai International Airport in 2019, and it ranked third place right behind Tokyo Airport and Narita International Airport. Expansions for Kansai International Airport are underway, which will enable the airport to welcome 40 million international passengers a year by 2025. Now, if you thought that was a great story, did you know that this entire skyscraper was demolished because of a stupid construction mistake? Watch this video right here to find out about this crazy story.